going to show you. Okay, and you have those in your notes so you can refer back to them. So when you look up here, many people tell me, I just can't think of ideas. My brain doesn't think like that. I'm not creative. And so you feel like Homer Simpson down here with your notebooking brain, and you just don't feel like you have what it takes that you can come up with all of these ideas. So I'm going to go through a checklist with you for you to always remember, and then I'm going to show you a trick for finding content for your notebook. One thing that you should remember is, how is this going to benefit your students? Is it worth the time to spend in your notebook? I mean, what's the payoff? How are your students going to benefit from it? It might be that they can see all the human body systems in one place, and they need this information. They need to be able to remember it, and this is all in one place for them. They may see connections that they hadn't seen. Okay, so what's the payoff? What's your time frame? If you only have one day to teach something, then is it worth it? Do you have enough time to even put something in your notebook? What's the benefit to you as a teacher? Is it going to save you time? Are you going to be able to refer back to it in the future for your teaching and help your students make those connections? So you want to keep that in mind. And then is it going to be a reference? So let's look how this would look in an example, and then we're going to talk about for your manipulatives for the notebooking. For this notebook entry, this was the middle school over here for elements and compounds. This reviewed all the supporting standards for 6th and 7th grade going into, for the 8th grade students to make in their review. So the super manipulative, I told you what that was, putting all of your information in one place. And I'll tell you a little spoiler alert, all of this came from the IFD. I didn't come up with this. All I did was look at the IFD and the specificity and printed it off, copy, pasted into Word, and printed it off. That's it. It's very, very, very easy. When I looked inside, looked at the supporting standard on transfer of energy, so they have different examples, all of this. I just went on to the IFD, looked at examples that they gave, Googled the picture of it, and put it in here. Potential and kinetic energy. I went through the cells, human body, systems, kingdoms, and notice for each piece of information I just thought, okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. What can I do? A multi-layer book. For succession, I did secondary and primary succession on an accordion foldable. So it's all right there, and they can see the connection because they can just turn it over and look. So this is beneficial to my kids, but how do I want to do this in my class? For my region, we did this for their review. So that was how everybody used it, because that's how they saw it right before the review. The feedback was very good. The kids really enjoyed going and doing something different for the review other than just drill and kill questions. So this really kept them motivated to the test. It gave them relevance for what they had learned through the year. But if you wanted to build it throughout the year, which is probably what I would do if I were in the classroom, then when I study my elements and compounds, this piece right here is 25 days on your IFD. That's how long you have to teach this. So it's not like this has to be done in one day. So when you teach one piece of elements, then they could add it to this, and then put this back away, and then just build it a little bit at a time. So you could use this all year as a constant review. If you're teaching biology or chemistry or physics, you don't have a lot of time to have a big block for your review. So you would probably want to do this all year and just build this review up that they can use. What do you do if you have new students? My recommendation is to do a ghost notebook. So would each team have a notebook that is notebooked by the group that is an extra. So it's like for the ghost student. When you have a new student, they inherit that book. So they have everything that you've done throughout the school year. Also,